Yeah, so let us start for today. So in the previous class, we have completed the HTML and CSS like front end part. So today I thought of continuing with the back end. Like we can use many language, many things, many languages like PHP. I have already showed to you know. Let me show that so that you'll understand. Yeah. See, this is what I have explained you in the starting of the session. So we have completed this HTML and CSS in the previous two classes, and for the today's class we'll be seeing PHP. We can also use the languages of your choice, like you can use JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, anything of your choice. But I'm using PHP, but I'll also explain you about JavaScript in the next class. But for today's class, I'll be explaining the connection with the databases and with the front end by using the PHP. So, is my voice audible? Like, are you following?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, we're discussing about this, right? Like, we are using PHP. So we are discussing about this, right? Like we are using backend, we are using PHP for front end, we are using this HTML, and for the databases, I'm using MySQL for now. Regarding this frameworks, I will be explaining you about React. If time permits, I will be explaining you about Node also. But React, I will be explaining you, and I'm also trying to explain you about MongoDB, but if there is time I'll be saying that Mongo, because I'll you will be getting the knowledge about non-relational database also. So is it okay, like have you got an idea with PHP? So PHP, it is actually a very old language, but many people are not using it now. But like Facebook, Yahoo and all those things, they are still using this PHP. So let us discuss the like basic about this PHP first. Like PHP, it stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. It was abbreviated previously as Personal Homepage, so it was PHP. Now it is called as Hypertext Preprocessor. It is a programming language that is used for building applications, websites, and all. So it is a server-side scripting programming language. It is encoded with HTML to develop a dynamic website, static website, or web application of whatever you want. You can develop with it. So it was developed in the year 1994. So you can understand, right? It was a very old language. So syntax will be very similar to C and C++, like ending with semicolon and all those things, like functions and keywords. All those things will be similar to C and C++. So it is very different from Python. Syntax will be different from Python. Coming to C, C++, Java, all these things will be having the same syntax, right? So it will be similar to like C, C++, and Java. So I have told you know like Yahoo, Facebook, all those things are developed based on PHP only. Like we can easily integrate the HTML files into the PHP so that we can develop a website in a very easy way. So there are many advantages, like we can integrate, like I have told you know we can integrate the database with many programming languages using this PHP. So it is applicable for all the operating systems like Linux, Windows, and it also like Linux, Unix, all those things, you know, like all these things will be, all operating systems will support the PHP. So connecting the data, like the database connection, retrieving the data, all those things will be very easy here. Only disadvantage here is error handling will be difficult, like analyzing the error, correcting the error will be difficult, but remaining all is very easy. Like, is it okay? Like, what is actually PHP is? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, yeah, for PHP, we need a server. Like here, I'm using a XAMPP server. Let me show you that. See XAMPP control panel. After installing the XAMPP, you will be getting this XAMPP control panel. You have to open it, and here, let us, yeah, we'll be having all these modules, right? In these modules, we'll be starting this Apache module, and we have to wait until the port number is visible here, and it will turn into green color. We have to wait until that after starting. See, you have seen the port here, right? This is the port number, and it will be turning into green color. Similarly, we have to also start this MySQL. Here also, you'll be getting a port number, and it will also be turning into green color. Yeah. So you can see here, right? Port number, and it has also turned into green color. So coming to this Apache module, it has to be turned on because it is used for accepting the HTTP request. Here the web pages will be having the HTTP, right? HTTP client server. So this HTTP request, like if we request for something, the HTTP request will be sent to the backend, and that information will be again retrieved, and again it has to be visible to our eyes. So for these things we use HTTP, right? For that we have to turn on this Apache server. MySQL anyway we are connecting with databases, right? So that we are using this MySQL here. So is it okay about the XAMPP control panel? Installing it is also is a very easy task. So you can easily install it from the Google browser. Have you understood about the XAMPP control panel? Like you have to start the Apache MySQL. Can someone respond like, have you got an idea about the XAMPP control panel, XAMPP server? Like, okay, yeah. I think you are clear about the XAMPP control panel. Okay. So after the SAM control panel, we should know where to store our files in order to execute them. Like we have to store our files. So let me minimize this. You can minimize that after turning on both the Apache and MySQL. So here, when we open this file manager, we have to store our files that have to be executed inside the C drive. So in my case, it is C drive. But when you install your XAMPP, so you will be placing it in some location, right? In that location, you have to like see in the C drive. I have XAMPP module like XAMPP folder here. Inside the XAMPP folder, I'll be having HD docs. Inside that HD docs, I have to place the files that I am going to execute. Is it clear like where you have to store your files in order to get
Yes, ma'am.
executed? Yeah. So, here I have stored, like I have created a project folder. Inside that folder, I have placed all these files. Like all these things I have already seen in the previous class. The new things that I have added is like here you can see that server. It is a PHP file. And similarly, you can see register. It is also a PHP file. And something like login is also a PHP file. Errors, it is also a PHP file. The main thing here is login. You have to start with this file. So let us first see the design part. After that, I'll be showing you the code and explaining you about it. Like coming to the execution, you have to go to some browser. Like let me go here. Like sorry, I'll be using, you can use this browser also. Here I'm using the Firefox. So here you have to type like localhost, because you're running it in the local server, right? Like in the system. You can even run this when you're offline. There is no internet required for running this. So like see, you can see, right? Localhost slash. So let me explain you with the folder so you can understand. See here, uh, htdocs you're having, right? So inside this project, so you have to write this project there. Localhost slash project slash, I'm going to run login.php file. So login.php. Now when we run this, we'll be getting this login page. So I have designed it. So this is actually a HTML page, but I'm going to import the server, right? So for the sake of that, server.php, it is a PHP file. So when we know, when you name it as PHP, you can also include HTML inside that. So that I have placed like I have named it like with PHP rather than HTML. You can also use HTML, but for the sake of knowing saying the difference between like that HTML and PHP, I have saved it with an extension of PHP. So have you understood about this? Like what I have told, like how to execute it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So firstly, let us see the sign up so that you will be understanding. See here, you will be asking the username. Let us, in our case, let us think it is ABCD. ABCD is the username. Coming to email, it is ABCD at the rate gmail.com is compulsory. Otherwise, you'll be getting an error here. Sorry, gmail.com. After that, let us enter a password like 1234, and let us confirm it as 1234 again, and let us register. See, here you have registered. Let us now log in with the same details what we have registered with. So, like what is the username ABCD, and coming to the password, it is 1234. So when we click on this login, see, when you're authorized user, then you will be going to the like already what we have discussed in the task 2 that I have connected with this one. So have you understood like what is the design difference in the design between the task 2 and task 3? Yeah. So let us dive into the code so that you will be understanding it in a very clear manner. So let us start with login.php. So this is the login.php. Yeah. See, I have told you, no, we have included this importing thing. So we have used with the extension of PHP. So this is the syntax. Like in HTML, we'll be opening the HTML tag and closing the HTML tag, right? Similarly, less than question mark PHP is the opening tag, and question mark and greater than is the closing tag here. Inside that we'll be using, I have told you, no, it will be very similar to C language, like include. We are using hash include, we'll be using there. Here we're using include server.php, we're including in it, like backend file. Is it clear about importing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we can
No,
write,
ma'am.
yeah, someone is asking something. So is it clear?
No, ma'am.
So you have a doubt? Is someone having a doubt? It is clear, right?
No, ma'am. Can you explain once more?
Like what, like you need how to import? I need to explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in C language, we'll be having header files, right? Hash include stdio dot. We'll import all those things. Similarly here, inside this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag, like less than question mark php, it is the opening tag, and question mark greater than, it is a closing tag. Inside that we'll be importing the server.php, which is having the main php content, like what actually need to happen when we click on login is written inside this server.php. So we are including the server.php inside this html file, so that like when we save it as html, we can't import this php. This is a php code, right? So we can't write php code when we save it with an extension of login.html. So as I'm including php code here, I have saved it with the login.php extension, so that in php file I have told in the starting introduction itself, like in the php we can also integrate html. So php file can also have a html file, so that I have saved it in the php format. So is it clear now, like importing, how to import?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So since all these things I have told you in the previous class, like doc type HTML, it will be explaining about the type of document. In this case, it is HTML. Similarly, in the head, like we have to open the HTML tag when we are writing a HTML code. So inside this head, like we are giving title and we are linking the style sheet. I have told you in the previous class, right? I have used internal CSS in all the previous classes, but in this class I have used external css, like I have used this style.css file and have connected with a link tag. So I think you know about internal and external css, right? I have told you in the previous class. Have you understood, like I have used external css here? Have you noticed the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, inside that head only. We can even keep this in the body, but anyway, it is of our choice. So inside the body tag, we will be writing whatever things we are seeing. All those things will be inside the body tag. So all these divs and all, they will be separating the sections. See, I have already told you, like in the div class, it is an attribute. This header, it is written because we are styling it in the style.css file with the dot reference. So login H2, we are having the login here, right? So let us run it again so that we will be getting. Let me run it so that I can explain the code simultaneously with the design. So it is localhost slash project slash login.php. See, this is the header part. This login, it is H2. Yeah. After that, we have used this form, right? This form, it is like uh, we are including labels here, if you can see, like in this, right? See, these labels, these passwords and all, so that we have used a form here, so that we'll be getting them in a orderly manner. So in the form we are using this username and password. So is it clear about the form tag? Like form tag, have you understood? So whatever we write inside this form, no, we'll be getting them in some order, like line wise, line manner. Can someone respond, like
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we are discussing about the form tag, right? After this form tag, here we are also including some errors.php file. I will also tell about it in the last, like errors.php when I'm explaining about it. So similarly, divs for sections like username. Username is this username is this one, this username, and this label. No, that one will be writing label tag using this label tag. We are going to write. See label inside that we are using username, like we are using this input. No, this input type is text. That means when we type something, it will be visible in the form of text. When we come to password, then it is of type password. That means we'll be getting dots, if you can see. So have you noticed the difference between this username, like type text and type password? Hello.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Have you know? Is my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm discussing about this type text and type password, right? So this button, class button, that is login. We are using this login button. So this href, all these things, anchor tag, I have already told you, right? For the sake of linking, like this sign up. When we click on this sign up, we have to go to register.php. That is what is the meaning of this thing. So we are closing the body tag, we are closing the form tag, and we are closing the HTML tag. So this is about the login.php. Is it understand, like, is it understandable? Showing you, like, let me share my screen so that,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
This is my mail id, you can. Is it okay, can I continue?
Yes, madam. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have completed the login.php. So I'll be moving to register.php. I think you're clear about login.php, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let us move to this register.php. So this is the register.php file. So it will be similar to that login.php, but number of labels will be different here. Like their only username password. Here we are even having that email, username, password, and confirm password. All those things. Like you will be having only difference in this labels. You can see username, email, password, confirm password. All these things similar to that. Already a member sign in. There you will be having. If you are new, then you have to sign up, I think. So similar way, both will be having the same syntax and same code. You'll be just having this what we have to say, number of labels will be different. So can I move to this server.php, which is the main file?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let us discuss about it in detail, like server.php, because it will be containing the whole PHP code. Yeah. See, you can see here, this is the starting tag of PHP. It will be ending with question mark and greater than. Here you are seeing session underscore start, right? This session underscore start, it will be like it is a header file. We'll be having in C, all the things will be having header files, right? stdio.h, conio.h, stdlib.h. Similarly, here we are having session underscore start. So it creates a session, and it or if you want to resume the session, it will be resuming the current session. When it is called the PHP, it will open all the session handlers, all those things that are required to execute this PHP file. So have you understood about this session underscore start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So variables you will be knowing, right? Variables, they are memory locations. We'll be creating them. So in C, we'll be having variables like int, char. We'll be using with data types. But here we'll be having no data types. Here we'll be what we have to say. Here we'll be having variables with dollar symbol. All these dollar symbol, no. With this dollar symbol, whatever we have, all these things are variables. Will not have any like int, float, char, all those things are not required while declaring a variable. See here array, right? This array in that C means it will be having a different syntax. Here this is just a single line. Errors is equal to array. That means errors it is in an array format. Is it clear about the variables?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the main thing here. This line. So I'm here using MySQL underscore connect function. With this function, so this is a local host. That means server name, and this root is my username, and this one is my password, and BMS it is my schema name. Let me show you the MySQL workbench. This is the MySQL workbench. So you can see here, right? This root. This is my username. When we click on this, yeah, it will ask a password. So that password should also be given in the code there. Sorry, I have given a wrong password. Let me. Yeah, after logging in, you will be getting a page like this. You can see, right? So this is my schema. BMS is my schema. Inside that, I'm having the tables. So this buyer, product, transaction one, users, all these things are my tables. So here I'm using this users table. Have you understood the connection? Like you have seen the root, right? In the local host, I'm username is root. Password is what I have given to log in into this workbench. And after that, my schema name is BMS. So it is what I'm talking here. Is it understand? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After that, we are first talking about this register user. So is set, this is set function, like we are setting this dollar underscore post function, right? This dollar underscore post, it is a method. This method we are using to data from HTML is submitted or collected. Like we are using this HTML, right? In HTML page, we are entering the data like username and password. That password and that username should be initialized with some variable. So that their dollar underscore post will be there. No, in this we are getting all the HTML forms inputs will be submitted and stored in here in this. This is a global variable dollar underscore post. So it is clear about dollar underscore post.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, can you please explain again?
like dollar underscore post you're asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this dollar underscore post, no, it is a global variable. All the things like HTML form will be visible to us, right? In that we'll be entering the username and password. All the username, password, whatever fields are there, that like whatever we give, all those things should be stored in one variable, and that should be accessed by this PHP. So that variable is this dollar underscore post. This is called as a global variable. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So see, for this we are getting all these things from the HTML page. This dollar underscore user, this MySQLi underscore real underscore escape underscore string. No, this will be used because while we are writing a query, right? In that query, we'll be using these variables like where username is equal to the username that we require. In that case, we'll be forgetting it to like give the special characters, spaces, and all to remove all these things, like to remove all those things, and it will be stored in the database, like special characters, all those things. Like in that case, we'll be using this MySQL, and while writing a query, it will be very easy to retrieve. MySQL underscore read underscore escape underscore string. For that, we will be using this database as one parameter, and this post this one as another parameter. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After that, so this error I have not shown you, I think. Yeah, I have shown you, right? Errors, it is an array. This array we are using here to push our errors, like whatever errors we are getting, we are pushing it into an array. See here, if empty of username, like if username that label is empty, then we'll be pushing into the array username is required. Similarly, like email is required, password is required. And if password one is the actual password, password two is confirm password. Like if they both are not matching, so in that case we'll be getting these errors like username is required, email is required, password is required, and the two passwords do not match. So this is very easy to understand, right? You can understand it very easily. Is it clear? Can someone respond? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, with JavaScript, can we connect to the database?
Yeah, with JavaScript also you can connect, but using JavaScript, no, you have to use the framework Node.js. But only front end can also be possible with JavaScript. Like we have used CSS, no. Similarly, we can also use JS, JavaScript, and we can make the front end more responsive. Yeah, I think full stack and web development both the tasks will be same. So JavaScript, it was previously used for only front end, but nowadays because of its frameworks like Node.js, React.js, Express.js and all, so we are using it in the back end also. So as of front end, it is just for the sake of enhancing the websites. For when we think of back end, we can connect it with the help of Node.js. Node.js similarly tags a server between these front end. Like when we use HTML, HTML will be front end. When we use React.js, then React.js will be front end. To connect between this React.js and some database we'll be using, no? That database will be using Node.js. Is it clear about JavaScript? You're asking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It will be explained clearly in the next two classes. But as of now, today I'll be explaining the PHP. In the next two classes, I'll be explaining about the front end in one class and about it in the back end in another class. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. I actually don't know that today they'll be giving the like task 3 will be of JavaScript. Otherwise, I would have explained the JavaScript only first. But okay, in next class we'll be discussing the JavaScript. Like yeah, we are discussing here, right? All these things, all these things are also errors. Like If username empty, then username is required, all these things. Like you have understood about these errors, right? Errors, like how we are pushing into the array underscore push is the function. You can see here, right, semicolon, all these things are similar to C and Java. Now, so here it is complicated. You can listen so that you'll be understanding. So this variable, first we are calling, like we are entering a username, right? So that username or email, anything we can enter. So we are writing a query, select star from users, where username is equal to username or password is equal to password. If exists, like any one, let me show you, limit is equal to 1. So that one will be getting, like username and password will be getting from the table. From that table, so we are writing this mysqli underscore query here, right? It is used for executing this query. So this query should be executed, right? So for that we'll be using this function to execute the query. To this we'll be passing the parameters, like we have to pass this db. Actually we know about it, like it is a connection, right? So in that connection we'll be getting this username or password, anything. So for anything db is, it is compulsory. After that we are passing this query as a one of the parameter. After that, like use this mysqli underscore fetch underscore assoc, no, that one we are using to make the result that we have fetched into an array. So here at the last, the user, there will be an array, like the username or whatever the record we got, that one will be storing it in a form of array. This mysql underscore query, it is used for the sake of execution, and this one it is used for converting the query, like whatever we got, like tables result, that one will be converting into an array. Is it okay about this part? Like we are,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. After that, if user exists, like we have converted into an array, right? So in that array, whatever, this is the registration process I'm talking about. So if the user is presented in the database, like this query will be getting some result. If that result is matching with like whatever we have entered, that is presented in the database means, though then we don't need to register, right? We can just sign up. So username is already exist. We can. So this is also for the purpose of displaying some error. So see, you can use, see here, array underscore push. This is a function. So in this we'll be storing this username already exists. If it is email, then see, you can see it triple equal to, right? You have seen equal to and double equal to. Double equal to comparison operator and single equal to is assignment operator, right? So you know about equal to and double equal to, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this triple equal to, no, we are comparing it with the type also, like the data along with the type. Data type should also be same when we use this three, like triple equal to. Is it okay about triple equal to?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And after this, if the password, so here you have to know one thing, like we are saving the password in the database in the encrypted format. For that we are using this md5. md5 means message digest. It is one of the technique for storing, like let me show you that encrypted format. Select star from users, maybe I'll be showing you here. This somewhat slow. Let me open it again. In meanwhile, let us discuss the another thing. I'll be showing you in the last about that. Yeah, we are here, right? So this message digest we are using for encryption purpose. So this query at last, if there are no errors, then we'll be running this query insert into users, username, email, password, and values will be this variables like username, email, password, whatever we are giving as the text format. So this I have already told you, right? Like this MySQL underscore query. So let me show you. So we have to click on it. So we have to enter the password. After that, we'll be getting a interface like this. So here we can view. See, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can see here. It is in the encrypted format. Yeah. So I was talking about this, right? Yeah. At the last, so up to here, registration is completed, right? Header. This one is this header means we'll be moving to somewhere where we have to like return the HTTP request, like into the login dot this login dot php. This is having the information. This information we have to give to the login dot php. This is what is this header. Is it clear about the registration?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
yeah, you can ask.
Ma'am, why can't we connect the why can't we enter the user details by using PHP My Admin Panel or Workbench of MySQL
Yeah, you
by
can
using
use.
SQL queries, ma'am?
You're asking why can't we use PHP My Admin rather than using
Yes,
PHP
ma'am.
Workbench. Sorry, MySQL Workbench.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can also use that. That will also be a similar format. See here, here you will be having root. This one password schema. Similarly, you will be having the same thing.
But in Workbench, we can easily write the queries, ma'am, SQL queries. Then only it is a little bit easy rather than this code.
Sorry, I'm actually not getting. So you're telling PHP MyAdmin is easy or Workbench is easy.
Ma'am, actually, uh, PHP my admin we can enter the queries then we can enter queries by using SQL, ma'am.
Yeah, here also we are using SQL only.
But in workspace we can enter the SQL queries, ma'am, like select hashtag from table, insert the values like that, ma'am. Username, password, email, etc.
Here also we are doing the same, right? So here we are entering the things, we are getting output. Here we are entering the SQL query and here we'll be getting the output.
Then here we can write the SQL queries also, ma'am, in workbench, my SQL workbench.
Yeah, you can write here or you can use MySQL. I think, wait, I'll be showing command line. I think that one also you can write anything, anyway you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
use MySQL command line. Let me open. See this one, MySQL command line client is there. No, you can open this, and after that, it will be asking you the password. You can give the password and click enter. So you'll be getting this, no? So this here syntax will be use BMS. BMS is my what schema name, right? Use BMS. So database changed to BMS. And after that, now let us write select star, sorry, star from users. See, you have got this right. You can even write here queries also.
Can we enter the user details by using this, ma'am?
Yeah, you can enter the details also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Clear, ma'am.
similarly like SQL only. Like PHP MyAdmin also is easy, but because I have used this because I have installed it, right? This port number is 3306. PHP MyAdmin, it is also taking the port number as 3306. Because of that, I am getting some issues while connecting this PHP MyAdmin. So that I have used this only instead of deleting this. And again, when I want, I have to reinstall, right? So I have used this. If you want, you can even use PHP MyAdmin.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So registration is, I think registration is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let us go to login purpose, like login page. Yeah, login. Here also same, like we are taking the username and password, and after that, if it is empty, we are pushing into the pushing into array, like username is required, password is required. So at last, if that errors array will be there, no, if the count of that is 0, then we are like password. Here we are getting two passwords, right? Password 1 and password 2. So we are taking the password in sorry, here we are not having two passwords. It will be in the registration, right? Here will be having only one password. Thus that password we are again like MD5, because it is stored in the decrypted format. We have to, sorry, encrypted format. While we are like referring the username and password, like when authorization is happening, then we have to check with the password, right? So that we are storing the password that is entered by the user in the encrypted format in this password. So in the query, we are writing like select star from users, password, and password, username and password. And after that, we are executing the query using mysqli underscore query. If mysqli underscore num underscore rows, like if number of rows is 1, then username, you are successfully logged in. Like this one I have removed, so this is not required, but let us explain you this code. Like dollar underscore session means this keyword, it is used for the purpose of storing the previously, while I have not connected the task 2 with task 3, there was like the display, like if I'm like when I log in, like ABCD gets logged in, then you will be getting a message called like ABCD, you are logged in. But I have removed it, so this code is not necessary. But anyway, let us explain this session keyword. No, this keyword will is used for storing the data for some amount of time, like temporarily it will be storing the data, like username will be stored here for the temporary amount of time. So this is also getting the header information in index.html. If the password, it is like username and password combination, no, this password is not valid, then the wrong username or password combination, if anything, any one of it is wrong, then you will be getting this as the output. Is it clear about the login?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we are having only one file left. That one, let me explain you. That is errors, I think. See, this errors. It will be having one if loop and one for loop. So let me explain you the syntax here. This if count of errors is greater than 0, like if we are having any errors, then this uh, this we are opening the for loop here. For each, you will be having if for no, for after we'll be having this what we have this, that flower brackets. Flower brackets. Instead of that, we'll not have flower brackets here. Like this is aliasing. You can understand, right? This errors, we are aliasing it as error, because this errors, it is an array name. So variable name is error, because we can't use the same name for both the words. So we are using this as here. One more thing I have forgot to tell you, like it is not case sensitive, but in case of these variables, no, we can't give two same names for different variables, same name for two different variables. Like capital and small means they'll be acting as two different variables. Otherwise, like all these functions, these tags, all these things we can write in the caps, small, whatever we want. So this PHP, then here we'll be writing in C, we'll be writing printf, Java, we'll be writing system.out.println, all those things. No, instead of that, here we'll be writing echo. We'll be printing that error, echoing the error. For each, this is end for each. It is similar to, I think, you know PLSQL. Do you know PLSQL? Can PLSQL is also having a similar syntax like loops, if, end if, for each, end for each. I think you know about PLSQL, right?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. Like PLSQL, it will be having the same syntax like if. At last, you'll be ending instead of flower brackets, it will be having if and end if, all those things. If you have Oracle, you can practice PLSQL also in that. Oracle, like Oracle will also support the PLSQL. It is also similar to SQL, but C language will be combined with this queries so that it will be looking like PLSQL. If you can try, if you can. So this is about the task today. After that, it is similar. Like we'll be connecting to index.html and we'll be getting the task 2 as it is. Is it okay about today's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If
Ma'am, I
you
had a doubt regarding task 2.
okay,
Ma'am, what exactly are we supposed to do for it? Like, how are we supposed to do it?
like
I'm not understanding the task.
what is the
Like,
task?
the
Can you
task is improve previous web pages with CSS property, implement responsive design techniques using media queries to ensure optimal display and usability across various devices and screen sizes.
Yeah, that is actually what I have explained is actually similar, right? You have to extend somewhat more CSS and make it more responsive. That's all, right?
CSS part, we can do it like integrated with the HTML code itself, right? No need of like external CSS.
You can use as of your choice, like you can use inline, internal, or external, whatever you like.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
And also, how do we make it like more responsive? What does it mean by make it more responsive?
Like you have listened to the class of task one, right? We have just designed only a simple page. In the task two, we have extended by making some drop downs, by navigations, and all those things. So that
Okay,
is
ma'am.
the difference. Yeah.
Okay.
So regarding this
And
Java,
today,
yeah, yeah,
today's is the third class, right?
yeah. Today is the third class.
Okay.
Yeah. So regarding the JavaScript task, you can try it. If you can't, also it is not a problem. But try it. If you have any doubts, also you can ask me. I think I'm replying, right? Have I think I have replied to all the people who have requested me for the code, for the doubts also. Some people have even posted me the completion of the tasks. So it is okay, like whatever you have submitted. So if you have any other doubts, you can ask me. So one more thing, you have to keep this Apache and MySQL on until you have completed all these execution part.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, can I create a new web page in task 3?
Yeah, you can create a new web page also. That's not a problem. So you no need to use the same things, like you no need to develop the same task. You can design as of your choice.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Is there
Ma'am,
any doubts? Yeah.
Actually, which one is better for doing different type of tasks for different type of web pages, or doing one web pages for all tasks, ma'am? Then implementing that web page efficiently further. Which one is
Or
better than compare with these both things, ma'am?
can you repeat? Sorry, I can't understand.
Actually, ma'am, we can creating the each task for different type of web pages, ma'am.
Yeah,
For
you
each
can.
task,
Yeah.
it is more effective rather than you. We can implement one web page and doing these all things, including that all tasks are doing for that web page, or effectively adding more components to that web page, ma'am.
Yeah, anything is same, right? If you want, you can extend the same thing so that you can understand. You will be at last. You will be making a web page like full stack, right? You will be creating a project on full stack. Otherwise, if for me also like JavaScript, I can't include in here because I have already included PHP. You can also include JavaScript, but I thought of like React JS. I can't include, right? As I have already used HTML and CSS. So I'll be explaining in a separate way. Like JavaScript part, I thought of explaining in a separate way, so it is of your choice. Like if you want, you can extend the same page, or if you want, you can develop some different applications. If it is possible, it is better to extend the same one so that you will be having a full stack project at the last.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, actually, rather than using the PHP, SQL is more effective backend language, ma'am.
So
In
SQL,
PHP,
SQL it is
in
a
PHP
database,
also,
right?
yes, ma'am. But in PHP also we are using SQL queries, ma'am,
Yeah, in any way, like
which is a
data.
better than.
Like database is different, right? You have to use any one of the language. Like when if you use Java also, then we'll be having this database like MySQL. In any, like I have told you, right? Wait, let me show you intro something. Wait. I have already told you, right, about the backend languages. Backend is different from the database. See, these databases, it is completely different from this. When we use this Python also, you'll be having this SQL in it. When you use JavaScript also, you'll be having SQL in it if you are using JavaScript for the backend. So actually here also you can use JavaScript. Let me include this. Is it clear? Like database is different from backend. Like if we use, you can't just use SQL and HTML and CSS and can develop something, but you have to use some language like Python, Java, PHP, anything for the sake of connection.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you have any other doubts? So you want login.php, like you want the code part or design part?
The design.
So you want the design part, right?
Yes.
I don't know, someone else still joining, but let me show you. So this is the login.php. Is it clear? So if you want, this is register.php. So, and this is
And what was the software you told in the starting for creating these projects?
like you're asking about XAMPP server, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the XAMPP server. When you install the XAMPP, you will be getting you will be getting a folder. Let me show you the folder. Wait. In the C drive, I have stored in the C drive. You see, you will be getting this folder. Inside that folder, you will be getting all these things. So you will also get a control panel with that, so that you will be getting it. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask.
Ma'am, task 2 last submission date, ma'am.
So all those things you will be getting in your WhatsApp group. They have still not posted the submission link, right?
Posted, ma'am. They have posted already.
So I think 7 days will be the time. One
Okay,
week.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, task 3 submission link is also posted, ma'am. When will you be sending the task 4 in WhatsApp group?
Task 4. We are just
First,
discussing.
first let us all complete task 3, then let's talk about task 4 also. Because all of us aren't sure about task 3, especially now it's JavaScript. So let's wait for task 3 to end. Maybe we can discuss task 4 in the next lecture.
Ma'am, they have posted yesterday task 2, task 3 links, ma'am.
Okay.
Submission links.
Okay. No problem. Task 2 you can submit. Task 3 will be having 1 week time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Regarding task 4, someone has was asking, but that thing is not still decided, right? So after deciding it, will be sending. So is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you still have any doubts? So I think it is clear for today, like task 3, like PHP and all. So we'll meet in the next class.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.